Good morning, everyone. It is Senator Ralph Babet here. Welcome to episode 15 of my vlog. We just got in not long ago. It is Monday morning here in Canberra. What shenanigans are we going to get up to this week? I am not sure, but I'm going to take you along with me. Stick around. So what you just saw there was you saw a press conference from the Nationals. Barnaby Joyce came out very strongly against net zero. Finally, there is a difference between the major parties where the Nationals have finally stepped up and they've said no to this crap. What is net zero? Net zero is, in reality, is a wealth transfer between all of us going into the globalist hands. That's all it is. It's nothing at all to do with saving the environment. How mad do you have to be to think that the decisions that you make is going to somehow change the weather? And even if that was true, even if it was true, even if all the science was 100%, which it's not, it's just a bunch of spreadsheets on someone's computer, we emit roughly about 1% of the entire world's emission. So what's shutting down our country, our productive capacity, going to do? It's going to do sweet F all. So let's dump this crap and let's get back to basics. Coal, gas, nuclear, wind even, it doesn't matter. Use all of it, but you know who should decide what we use? The free market should decide. That's who. So this sticker is actually from you. What a great sticker. We love coal.
I know. I think you've taken all my stickers.
We all love coal.
I hope you found a good home for them in Victoria. Your state is still powered by coal. It's built by coal.
Barely,
and if we don't keep coal, it's going to go.
So. Right, so tell us about this new bill today that Barnaby Joyce put up.
Yep, look, today Barnaby has moved in the lower house and the House of Representatives a bill to repeal net zero. We've had net zero for 3 years, and ever since, electricity prices up, gas prices up, jobs down. That's the complete opposite of what we were promised. We were promised that net zero would lower power bills. We were promised that net zero would bring all these new industries here, like hydrogen, critical minerals. In fact, we've lost our nickel industry since we got this. We've lost it to Indonesia, who are building coal-fired power stations like they're going out of fashion. And now, of course, hydrogen. And what a joke! Total joke. It's just wasted billions of dollars, and we've got nothing for it. So it's time to end this madness and focus on Australians again. So hope you can support it in the Senate.
I'm going to support it like you wouldn't believe.
Oh, that's great.
I've already supported it. It's a great idea.
All right, good stuff, mate. So yeah, look, I wish when Barnaby first told me about this idea a few weeks ago, my immediate reaction was, why the hell didn't I think of that?
That's my reaction.
So I know. It's so simple. Just repeal it. I've been opposing it for years. So I'll let him have his time in the sun this fortnight. When we're back in a few weeks, I'll move in the Senate as well.
Done. So I'm just currently writing my next speech for later today. So basically what I've got here is everything the government touches turns to, you know what? But nothing suffers more than housing. We are in the middle of the worst housing crisis in our nation's history. And what does the government do? And both sides are guilty of this. More of the same failed interventions. They pump the market with first home buyer grants. They just inflate prices. They guarantee high risk loans using taxpayer funds. But nothing says freedom. Nothing says freedom like co-owning your house with the government. People who can barely balance a budget. Okay, so today in the Senate, we had a matter of urgency, which is basically saying that, hey, we as senators believe that this is important and we should talk about it and it's urgent. Now, the matter of urgency was the need for the government to scrap its net zero emissions target and instead prioritise providing Australian families, farmers, businesses and industry with cheap and reliable energy to protect jobs, ensure energy security, lower the cost of living and restore Australia's economic competitiveness. So basically, scrap net zero because it's bull something. So that vote just happened in the Senate. Check it out. So what you're watching here is you're watching a division where those who agree with the question sit to the right of the chair and those who disagree sit to the left of the chair. As you can see, only 7 of us agree that we should end net zero. That was Senator Alex Antic, Canavan Roberts, Whitten, myself, of course, Hanson and Stacey. As you can see, unfortunately, not a single coalition senator sat with us except for 2 of the best. Senator Alex Antic and Senator Matt Canavan. Everyone else ran away, they were absent. So if you're thinking that the coalition's going to come and save you, they're not. Those two, though, good dudes. All right, ladies and gents. So today I have an urgency motion in front of the Senate. The urgency motion basically says that the Senate needs to recognize the fact that the Internet Search Engine Online Safety Code, which requires age assurance for account holders on search engine, represents a really unneeded layer of security and digital surveillance dressed up as protecting children. So what's going to happen, ladies and gents, is the government is going, well, the eSafety Office is going to require you to provide ID if you want to log into a search engine. Why is that bad? Well, it's tracking, it's surveillance, it's government, it's big tech prying into your private life. So if you want to log into Google, as an example, you must provide your government approved ID, you must potentially do a facial scan, you must provide who you are to this big tech company in order to log into their product. That's not good. That is not good at all. And they're pretending, in my opinion, pretending that it's about protecting children, but what it's really about is it's about tracking and keeping tabs on you. So this debate is going to be about what I'm going to be saying, that this is not right. Let's see what the Liberal Party does, let's see what Labor does, and let's see what the Greens do.
I call Senator Babet.
Thank you, Acting Deputy President. Now, this urgency motion, what does it do? It seeks to defend a fundamental right of the Australian people, the right to privacy. The privacy implications of the Internet Search Engine Services Online Safety Code are nothing short of, staggering. That's what it is. It is alarming that the government remains silent, leaving it to me to stand here against the steady advance of the surveillance state. First, it was a social media ban for under 16s, followed by a YouTube ban, both of which require mandatory IDs for all users of all ages. Now, the focus has shifted to search engines. What comes next? This government has consistently failed to defend Australians' civil liberties. Week after week, we see new efforts in this place to erode our right to privacy and our personal freedom online. Let me say from the outset that protecting children online is a moral imperative. No one in this chamber is going to question that. Measures like safe search filters for minors, better parental controls, and restricting harmful content are of course welcome, but let's not kid ourselves. This is not about protecting children. It is about building a surveillance infrastructure under the cover of safety.
This code does entail significant digital surveillance dressed up as child protection. And it won't achieve the child protection goals. It bypassed Parliament. It's ignored the evidence, some of it gathered by the government's own trial, and will harm people that it claims to protect.
I commend Senator Babet for putting this urgency motion forward. When the government announces changes like the Internet Search Engine Services Online Safety Code or the social media ban for under 16s, they often call them world-first changes. Why is it that we always seem to have dubious privilege of leading the world in these changes? Why is it that it's our government who does things without thinking it through? That's because no other country on earth thinks these are good ideas.
The remit of the eSafety Commissioner, without adequate safeguards, is getting out of hand. And we must pause to consider this. Ensuring every adult logs into an account to browse the internet is taking the eSafety Commissioner's power to a new level, which must be debated and scrutinised further.
And I thank Senator Babet for this motion, which One Nation supports. The only way to establish age is with biometric data, a face scan with photo ID. As I've already spoken about, age verification for holding an account does not work without continuous facial scanning to ensure the person who signed into the browser is still the person using it.
What is the real story here? Well, the corporate sector and the administrative state have lost control of the narrative. They've lost control of the media cycle, and they're driven by the fear that the internet and social media platforms are now empowering populist and alternative views which they regard simply as unhelpful. Just sounds like free speech to me.
The question is that the matter of urgency be moved by Senator Babet be agreed to. The ayes shall move to the right of the chair, the noes to the left. I appoint Senator McGrath as teller for the ayes and Senator Darnaman as teller for the noes. Order. There being 38 ayes and 25 noes, the matter is resolved in the affirmative.
All right, guys, I'm about to run downstairs to the Senate. So what am I doing? I've got a motion in play at the moment that the Senate is going to vote on. What does the motion say? Look, in a nutshell, it says that we want to refer to a committee the powers of the e-safety commissioner. What does she want? She wants you, if you want to have a Google account, if you want to sign into your Google to search the internet, she wants you to provide your government approved issued ID potentially, or potentially biometric facial scanning. We're not 100% sure exactly what it's going to look like yet, but we know this for a fact. If you want to log into Google to do a Google search or other search engines, she wants you to give ID to prove who you are, to prove your age. I say it's gross overreach, but what does the Senate say? Let's go down.
I'll now move to business of the Senate number 5, standing in the name of Senators Babet and Roberts. Senator Babet.
That business of the Senate notice of motion number 5 be taken as a formal motion.
Is there any objection to this motion being taken as formal? There being none, I call Senator Babet.
I'll move the motion.
So the question is that business of the Senate number 5, standing in the name of Senators Babet and Roberts, be agreed to. Those of that opinion say aye. Against? I believe the noes have it. Division required. Ring the bells for 1 minute. Lock the doors. So the question is that general business of the Senate number 5, beg your pardon, standing in the name of Senators Babet. Order! Senators Babet and Roberts be agreed to. The ayes shall move to the right of the chair, the noes to the left. I appoint Senator Askew as teller for the ayes and Senator Sheldon as teller for the noes. Order. There being 27 ayes and 34 noes, the matter is resolved in the negative.
Not successful. So I tried my best. I tried my best to have the Senate support me and agree with me that perhaps we're sliding too much into authoritarianism. We're sliding too far into this digital surveillance hellscape. Unfortunately, the Greens and the Labor Party did not want to have this inquiry. So what, in effect, in my opinion, they're saying is that they agree with everything that the e-safety commissioner is doing. So as of December this year, if you want to log into Google or Bing or whatever other search engine, you're going to have to prove who you are by potentially giving ID, doing facial scans, etc. Like I said before, I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but I know it's not going to be good. Do you want them in your computer all the time, categorizing your entire digital life? I sure as hell don't. And they're getting it through right now by saying it's about safety, to protect children. The people who are best placed to protect children are their parents, not daddy government. The government is not your daddy. Get this out of your mind. This is going to be used to control you, in my opinion. This is a dark day, a very dark day for civil liberties in Australia.